Welcome back to Speak Candidly. Here's Brandy and Adam.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to Speak Candidly. I'm Brandy. This is Adam, where we speak candidly about everything and anything we want to.
And today we're talking about the holidays.
Holidays. Yay, again. My favorite one, though. Big time.
Is it?
Yeah.
But you're a fan of Halloween.
I'm a fan of all of it. Let's be honest. But Christmas is a big one.
Wait a minute, I thought you didn't have favorites.
I don't. I mean, let's be honest. But
But you just said you have a favorite.
Christmas is a little different. And there was a reason why Christmas is so special.
Which is?
Because I get to buy people things.
This is true. And there's a lot of things you love in this world, me, the kids. Mm-hmm. But I don't think there's anything you love as much as buying things for people.
That's not true. You just think that. But I do love buying gifts for people. Absolutely love it.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah. There's just something about, getting the perfect gift for somebody, watching them open it,
Yeah, I think it's kind of been ruined a little bit, the whole capitalist,
I see it's different for me though. So I don't think about that. I think about that stuff on a higher tier level when we talk about society. When it's intimate and we're talking about our family, I don't actually think about that kind of stuff because in those moments, It is about our kids. It is about our memories. It is about our traditions.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just, you see a lot these, last few years or this last decade or so. I think things have changed a lot and it's become less about the things that it used to be or that it should be.
Yeah.
And I think they've tried to turn it more into a marketing affair.
Oh my God. How many times, as much as I love the holidays, I am the first one to complain when we walk into a store and it's October and there's Christmas stuff.
No, you're the second one to complain.
That's true.
Because I'm the first one to always complain.
Yup. No Christmas music until after Thanksgiving.
Nothing Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
Nothing Christmas.
That's my rule.
And I would definitely decorate for Christmas early if I could.
I know you would.
I love all of it. Love decorating, holiday stuff, all of it.
The food. I love the food.
The food. So let's talk about traditions that you grew up with.
Well, I will tell you the first one that I did with my kids.
I know what you're going to say.
And with your kids that they absolutely hate.
Yes.
Okay, but I love it. And I didn't love it when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Where on Christmas morning when they wake up, I make them wait at the top of the stairs. And now we have a different structure in our house now. But,
right.
Previously our bedroom was upstairs with the kids. And, they would come get you Christmas morning. And I would, sleepily wake up, tell them, you're staying at the top of the stairs. And then I would make my way downstairs. I would, look, there's a lot of stuff under the tree. Get them all excited. Then I'd go make a cup of coffee and I'd putz around for a little bit. Build up the excitement of it.
Is that what you're doing?
And absolutely. Absolutely.
I think you're just torturing children. That's all you're doing.
They can't wait. They cannot wait to come downstairs. You're just building anticipation.
Right.
So, but apparently the kids hate that one.
Oh my God. I think you only ever tried to do that once with my kids and they were like, what? No.
Yeah, I did that with my kids every year. And
until me.
Until you.
Yeah.
And they weren't really fans, but.
Yeah. But they're not fans of the Up Before Dawn either. Because that's my kids.
I mean, they were when they were younger.
Well, yeah, everybody is when they're younger,
Setting your alarm for 4 a.m.
Yeah, I didn't have to set my alarm. I would just be up. I just wake up.
Well, I think we had one year where alarms were set. And then it was so goddamn early that I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
No, you wake up when you wake up, okay? Yeah. If you wake up at, 6:30, that's fine. We can do it. But let's not set alarms here. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. I always do the tradition of the stocking at the end of the bed before I go to bed at night, leaving it there so that this way, it's something my parents did with us because we used to get up before dawn to open Christmas presents and it would kind of occupy you for a certain amount of time,
Okay.
So this way you wasn't just run right in to wake them up and go get gifts. You had something that you could actually open right there at the end of the bed.
See, we always did the stockings last. So
Okay.
we'd come down, we'd do all the presents, and
Okay.
then we'd take down the stockings from, the mantle, and we'd go through those. I think another one that we did was every year we would get a new ornament for the tree.
Yes, my parents did that with us too.
And it was themed sometimes. I remember when I got into Penn State, the ornament I got that year was a Penn State ball.
Yeah.
And I my parents have since given us all of those, which I think is adorable.
Of course.
So I love that tradition.
But you didn't carry that with the girls.
I did not carry that with the girls. I think I did it a couple of years and then just forgot.
Yeah.
And it just stopped the tradition.
So for me, I didn't do it either because, like I said, my parents did do the Christmas ornament every year.
Right.
Baby's first Christmas, things that represented us. Not that I didn't appreciate it and think that it was awesome that my parents did that, but I always felt like it was more for them than it was for me because like the baby's first Christmas one, like that wasn't something that was memorable for me. I just knew it was mine because I was told that it was mine and hanging on the tree every year. You know what I mean? So those kinds of things, like it wasn't as important as just the decoration of the tree itself.
Okay, fair enough. See, I like the representation of, the different years.
Yeah.
And so again, some of the meanings, even, baby's first Christmas. I mean, I think that's a cute idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely some good traditions there.
Yeah.
Did you go to other family members' houses?
We did. We would usually go to my Aunt Janet's house.
And that's where everybody kind of got together?
And that's where everybody would get together.
So my parents' house was always where everyone. My parents had the bigger house in the family, so it was easier to congregate at their house because it just fit everybody. I mean, my mom is one of 7,
Yeah.
So I had 14 cousins. But yeah, like we would put tables together because there would be so many of us. And
Kids table.
yep, we would have kids tables. Yep, definitely years where we had kids tables. My grandmother always cooked. My mom, she was the one that always cooked. As a matter of fact, when she passed away, was when I had started to take over cooking and doing the holiday stuff.
And what kind of meal would she make?
So, we did ham for Easter and that was basically it. We did not do ham for Christmas.
Okay.
We would do a turkey and or steak of some sort. Usually a very, very expensive, very, very good.
Celebratory steak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I'm always down for a celebratory steak.
Absolutely. And then New Year's we would do steak again, steak and lobster tail.
Oh,
Right from New York. So
bougie.
well, we weren't. We really weren't, but the food was. Maybe that's where it stems from.
Yeah, we always did the ham. I'm not a fan of ham. I'm really
Yeah,
not.
Me
I
either.
much prefer turkey and obviously steak.
Yeah.
Love steak.
Yeah.
But my mom would always bake cookies.
See, my mom wasn't a baker. She wasn't a cooker. But my grandmother was.
Okay. My mom would make, and I mean like batches and batches and batches of cookies.
Yeah.
Sometimes there would be 20 different types.
Yeah.
And dozens of each kind.
That was, my grandmother would do that. She would have so many different types of cookies that she would do for Christmas. Her biggest one were the Kifflers.
Okay.
She would do those in cherry, like a candied cherry. And then she would do ones that were like walnut filled. They're so good. Every year my Aunt Joy still makes them. And she gives a package to all of us.
No, my favorite was always the chocolate peanut butter. Mm-hmm. In a cookie form. I mean, you can't get better than that.
No, that's the best.
That is absolutely amazing.
How has it changed going from being a kid to being the parent?
I mean, it's a hell of a lot more stressful.
That's true. Definitely. I mean, everything in life is stressful as you get older, so.
It sucks, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
Really?
I like doing the decorating and the cooking and the hosting.
No, I just mean
and,
being an adult, period.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If I
Definitely.
could go back to being a kid, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Right? No
No
responsibilities.
responsibilities, just do what you want to do.
How many times your parents would just be like, enjoy being a kid, and you're like,
Yeah, right. Now you look back at it and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they were right.
they were right.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference being an adult. there's certain things I like more about it. I personally like watching the kids open their presents more than I liked opening presents when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, to me, when I would get, like, don't get me wrong, like, there were definitely gifts some years that were just super exciting. Cabbage Patch Dolls, obviously.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But there's just something about watching everybody else open their gifts and the surprise and anticipation and the joy.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best part of the holidays.
So another thing that we have started to, well, I shouldn't say start. We've kind of done a couple of things for the Christmas season. One was Radio City Music Hall with the girls last year.
Yes.
And that was awesome and not awesome at the same time because we all are a little neurodivergent in this family. So outings like that can be stressful. So
I don't care if you're neurodivergent, neurotypical, whatever. When you're in that cold of an element.
And that many people.
That many people, the wind whipping.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would
Would
appreciate that.
Yeah. Walking around the city can, especially in the wintertime, can be brutal.
Now, you hadn't been to the Radio City Music Hall and the Rockettes and everything.
No.
Right? That was your first time?
That was my first time.
Okay. See, I had been when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I had, been taken there.
Yeah, I don't think that I was taken when I was a kid.
Okay.
I would have remembered something like that. So.
It's a cute show.
Oh my God, yeah, it was absolutely adorable.
And New York is wonderful and terrible that time of the year.
I think that's the way it is every time. It doesn't matter what you're going into the city for. It's wonderful and terrible. All this. There's so many amazing things and there's so many awful things at the same time,
Well, so I worked in Manhattan for a few years.
Right.
And absolutely loved it. The commute was a killer, but absolutely loved rolling into Port Authority, and I would step out into Times Square in the morning, and I'm dead tired.
Yeah.
But all the lights and everything would just energize me.
Oh, absolutely. I get that same feeling.
And I would throw on my headphones and walk through and just kind of get that. And every time we go back into the city lately, I start getting nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
Until we get into the city. Yeah. And then I'm like, this is why I'm not here anymore.
This is why I don't want to do this anymore.
This shit sucks. But New York is very cool. If you've never been, especially in the holidays, New York is great. We're going next week, right?
Yes. So we have a trip with the kids again. This year we're not taking the two that don't enjoy crowds, cold city.
Right.
But everybody else is going. We're actually going to stay in the city for this one. We're doing the Rockefeller stuff. So we're going to do the tree. We're going to do the ice skating, go to the top of the rock. We'll do Christmas light tour. We can hit Bryant Park if you really want to, but I felt like that was a disaster last year.
Oh, after last year? Hell no.
It was so crowded. And I just really wanted to look in all these little cute shops, and you're just like, get me out of here.
I was ready to start throwing hands.
I know you were.
I was ready. I was just waiting for somebody to look at me wrong.
It's so funny to me how each one of us, it's a breaking point, different breaking point for each of us. Yours is crowds. Too many people. City crowds you can handle. City holiday crowds, no.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I worked in the city. You deal with the crowds. You're in, subway trains that are packed. It's just not the same thing. But there are certain things that I think, especially the holiday crowds,
Yeah.
There's certain things that just hit wrong.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is why I didn't like New York in the winter in December.
There's something that I've always been able to do, even when I was little, when I get into situations. I don't get anxiety from crowds like that because I can tune it out completely and just kind of not be aware.
Okay.
So it's something that it's like a go-to. I know.
Yeah, I am hyper aware.
Don't look at people. I kind of always look at the ground and just that's how I deal with it.
Okay. I am hyper aware of everything that's around me and.
No, I can tune it out.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that trip.
That's going to be a good one, yeah.
Yeah. And last year was fun.
Yeah, we had to really consider it was stupid cold. Like, it was ridiculously cold.
Yeah.
I keep telling all the kids, like, make sure you bundle up, wear layers. Like, we're going to be walking around the city. It's better to take things off than to put, not have something to put on. So
You make it sound like we have like 6 and 7-year-old kids.
they're teenagers.
When our youngest are 15.
They still need to be told this stuff. We'll get in the city and they'll be like, I don't have any gloves. Already got that all taken care of. This is what parenting is like on the holidays. You make sure everybody shows up dressed properly on time. Be where you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to do.
See, I would give the warning. And then that was it. If you didn't heed the warning and you were that's on you.
Yeah, no, so I don't do that because when I was younger, I did a Girl Scout trip to New York.
Right.
And the day that we were going, it was like early spring. We were going to do sightseeing in the city and do like the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
And I came downstairs and I'm wearing jeans and a sweatshirt or sweater. And my mom's like, no, it's going to be so warm today. You don't want to wear a sweater and jeans. So I put on a t-shirt and shorts and went into the city in like early April. Was not 70 degrees in the city. And even if it was, it's so windy in the city that you're freezing cold.
Especially you said you were going to Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, froze all day long. I literally did not enjoy a single moment of that trip because the entire time I was just freezing cold.
Yeah.
Cursing my mom out in my head.
Yeah.
I got home and she's like, how was your trip? And I'm like, it wasn't warm. I froze. Oh my God, it was 70 degrees here. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, if you go into New York, it doesn't matter what time of the year
it
is. Dress a little warmer than you normally would.
Yes, because it's on the water.
It's on the water.
And there are skyscrapers.
Yep, and the wind will go through those. Yes. It can be brutal.
It can be very brutal. Now, last year we hit up Little Italy. We had dinner in Little Italy, right?
Well, that wasn't our trip.
Oh, that wasn't?
No.
Oh, I'm mixing up trips now.
Yeah, that was a different trip that we did.
Yeah.
That was the Hamilton trip, I think.
That was Lexi's birthday Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say Little Italy and food, I remember exactly what we were doing.
So we'll get to see the beautiful tree, which I have a really great story about that. So I tried one year to take the kids to see the lighting of the Rockefeller tree, and it was a disaster. So we get there, and of course, the line is so long that you can't even see where the tree is. And on top of that, we had gone out to eat beforehand, and while we're out to eat in the city in Times Square, on the news, they start talking about there was a guy who was choked to death for selling a single cigarette.
Yes.
And the verdict came out that day. And so did the protesters. And so all of a sudden, we're trying to be in the crowd to watch the lighting of the tree, which turned into a crowd of protesters in the middle of Manhattan, which took up the whole city. And we just booked it. We're like, we gotta get out of the city. Like I had 3-year-olds with me,
I don't know. I kind of feel like tourists would be more of an issue than protesters.
Oh, well, they weren't. It wasn't so much me feeling like they were going to be the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It was me afraid of if the cops don't handle the situation correctly, because that's typically what happens. It's usually instead of de-escalating, they escalate even further.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I didn't want my little babies around that.
Should have turned them into social justice warriors right there.
Well, I mean, I have been.
Well, I know you have since, but there's your opportunity.
Yeah, that would look, kids.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you mess up the system in America. We come for you. So you spent time with your family. You just did Christmas dinner. Was it a Christmas dinner that you did?
We would usually go Christmas Eve to my aunt's house.
Okay.
And then Christmas was more just a quiet day for us.
Okay.
But yeah, Christmas Eve was more the family day.
Yeah.
And it was fun hanging out with all my cousins and, seeing the family.
So my family and how big we were, they would all go Christmas shopping together, especially the Rockaway Mall in Jersey.
I remember it. Yeah.
That's every year. Every year we would pick a day and we would head there and we would collectively, 20 of us, shop for Christmas stuff.
So your mall was the Rockaway Mall?
Yes. Yes, for Christmases that because that's right where my mom's family's from,
Bougie.
We weren't bougie, man.
I mean, we did the Willowbrook Mall, okay? So, you never knew if you were getting out of the parking lot there. I love that fucking mall. That was
The Willowbrook Mall?
Willowbrook Mall. That was great. Rockaway Mall was that was our secondary mall, and that was the bougie.
Yeah,
bougie
us
place
too,
to go.
because like we had the strip malls in Ledgewood.
Okay.
So Ledgewood had their mall, you know what I mean? So that would be like the go-to like everyday mall shopping.
Yeah.
Rockaway was like the holiday shopping, or you know what I mean? Like actually when we moved to Pennsylvania, I remember going to like the Palmer Mall for the first time and being like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like I was used to the Rockaway Mall, you know?
Yeah, rinky-dink little. Lehigh Valley Mall wasn't bad.
No, Lehigh Valley Mall it was decent. And not as big as the Rockaway Mall, but
Right,
decent.
right.
So
But Christmas shopping that's not a fun thing.
no. Lines.
Yeah.
I can remember the one year I went to, my brother was stationed in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And we went down to do Thanksgiving, but we had done Christmas shopping with him. And we went to a mall down there. And I can remember it being so packed in the mall that we literally, as we're walking down corridors, we're walking in single file lines because it was that packed in this mall.
Yeah.
And I can remember like just the craziness and just the chaos. You don't see that as much anymore. You don't see people beating the shit out of each other as much anymore.
Amazon.
Changed the game for everybody.
Sit on your couch and you can buy everybody Christmas presents right from your phone.
Exactly.
See, I would always bookend it though. I would always go for the Black Friday,
Yeah.
which was just hectic as hell.
Yeah.
And then I would forget all about Christmas until the 23rd or 24th of December, when I had to go buy the rest of my presents, procrastinate. So I would get the two busiest times of the year, in that early stretch in early December, where it's really not too bad.
Yeah.
I would never get that. I would always bookend it with the two most busy days of the shopping year.
When we were younger and my mom and dad did all the shopping for Santa, it was done well in advance. But by the time we were teenagers, that's when we would do the collective shopping as a family. And so my mom, this is when I realized for the very first time, like she doesn't have it all together the way that I assumed that she did. This woman would take us out like Christmas Eve every year. And we literally would shop until those doors closed. Like that was Christmas shopping with my mom. We would almost wait till last minute all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. I'm there. That was me, especially single dad.
Yeah.
It was. So there was one year I didn't get the Christmas tree until the 24th.
Yeah. It's hard when you're a single parent, man.
Yeah. And I was working in New York at that time, so it was I had no time.
You had no time. You had
whatsoever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What was it like though? You said that you guys the whole family would go Christmas shopping together. How would that work? Especially if you're buying stuff for each other.
So we were all just a bunch of fucking assholes. So like we would caravan.
I know, I've met your family.
Yeah, we would caravan.
That's why I love them.
To the Rockaway Mall, and then be total fucking assholes to each other. Just fuck off the entire day while we're buying gifts. And yeah, like you bought gifts, for people while you were with them, but that was half the fun,
Were you trying to hide it, or were you asking, hey, do you like this?
It depends on who it was for.
Yeah.
Like if you meant it to be a shitty gift
Yeah.
in a funny way, you didn't want them to know.
Right.
But, sometimes it would be, my aunt, my uncle going, okay, go pick out whatever you want.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have a blast.
Yeah. But all that's changed now with the online shopping, and you don't have quite as much.
I do see more and more like malls becoming less and less packed. They don't have as many stores. You know, like they're becoming a dinosaur. They're going extinct. People don't want to go to a mall to shop, really.
Again, why would you? Especially this time of year, you're going to pile in the car. You got to get bundled up because it's freaking cold. And then you're going to drive all the way down there. You're going to walk through whatever stores are left.
Yeah.
And it's a headache. It's a hassle. I get why. Again, it's easier sitting on the couch.
Sit on the couch. You put everything in your cart, and then you say that it's a gift, so they'll wrap it for you too.
Yeah, they'll even wrap it for you. Yeah, because I remember that being a thing when that happened at the malls.
Oh, and they used to wrap the gifts for you?
They had like wrapping stations
Yeah.
then. That was the coolest thing.
Yeah. My mom's like mentality when it came to stuff like that was like when the bags came out for gifts, that was like the best invention ever for her. She was like, "Oh my
Put
God.
everything in a bag.
Just throw it in a bag.
Yeah.
Save that bag. We're going to use it next year."
I get your mom.
Yeah.
I do.
Did you guys do church at all?
We did when we lived in New Jersey. We would go to mass. Once we moved to Pennsylvania, we really stopped doing that. So, which I wasn't really sorry that, to lose that tradition. I'm not really a church person.
We were very, very involved in the church. I know that I've, talked to you a couple of times about how my mom used to, do Sunday school. She was a Sunday school teacher. We were all in the choir. All different things we were involved in the church. We're very, very involved in the church. So Christmas was a big thing because not only did we go to mass, but we were doing something, always being a part of mass, whether it was part of like the nativity stuff or, being part of the choir and singing during the mass or whatever it was. We were heavily involved. So I enjoyed especially the holidays because those masses to me were just angelic. Like they really were. Like the fact that it wasn't a real mass, it was basically just a bunch of people lighting candles and singing hymns and Christmas songs and, a nativity play sometimes. One year, I think at church, we did a celebration of like a Scandinavian, like we recreated like a Scandinavian type of tradition. And we did different things. So and I really liked that. I really enjoyed that.
Okay. Never did it with your kids though?
No, I knew. Did not want them to be religious whatsoever. No,
Okay.
I didn't want to spoon feed them their faith. I wanted them to be able to find it on their own. So they did miss out on some traditions that I myself very much enjoyed.
Right.
But I feel overall that's more important, that they figure out their own faith and their own spirituality. And I don't dictate it to them.
I get that, and that's the same way I was with my kids.
Yeah.
Didn't want to push it on them. Let them find their way and
Right.
what they like and what they want to follow.
Whatever they want to believe. Yeah. Did you have any traditions that were Polish or Italian that carried down?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm a Jersey Italian, so it's not really Italian.
Like, I'm surprised that you didn't have a fake tan and frosted tips when I met you.
Yeah, it's Jersey Italian. It's a whole subculture that, exists, and it's a little different than actual Italian.
Right.
Now, my grandmother on the other side was from Poland. She grew up in Poland and then moved over here when she was a teenager. So, she was very much the old country. But I don't remember any specific traditions or even food, really, that was...
Well, I mean, I would hope not Polish food in Christmas. I can only imagine what that goulash looks like.
Oh, Polish food in general is just... Especially when you grow up with an Italian... On one side, you have Italian food, which is the greatest food on earth.
Right.
And then the other side is Polish food.
Where it's just survival. It's just about survival.
It is.
It's literally just, they didn't care as long as it was just edible.
As long as it was they took the worst from all the countries around. Oh, what are we going to take from Ireland? So let's do potatoes from Ireland. And We never really did anything that was related to any of the cultures where we came from. It was just, an American Christmas.
Perfectly said. Yeah, we didn't really have any. Well, I mean, so with my family, my dad didn't know his dad growing up.
Okay.
I knew who he was.
Right.
His dad knew who he was.
Didn't have a
They
relationship. Right.
So no traditions from that side. My grandmother from that side, she was the first generation from Poland over here. They were coming over during the Bolshevik Revolution, I believe. And she was a little girl, I think.
It was Russia, wasn't it?
Where they were living in Poland was very close to Russia. And I actually did not know that it was Poland that she had come from. I had always thought that it was Russia because the way that it was explained to me, it was during the Bolshevik Revolution.
Gotcha.
But my mom actually was the one who explained to me that no, she was actually from Poland, but was very close to like where Russia was.
Okay.
So they were just fleeing for whatever.
Gotcha.
So she didn't really have any traditions that she passed down that we really had. She had passed away when I was 11. My uncle at one point tried to help us to learn how to make her pierogies, but it didn't stick. We were teenagers and just didn't care at that point, and now it's too late. So my dad doesn't know the recipe. So no tradition there. My mom's side, so my mom's dad was an orphan, so he didn't have any traditions there. From what I understand, it was a German family that adopted him, but I don't know his origins past that. And then my grandmother, very poor, farm when she was younger. So she didn't really have traditions, I would say, like beyond like our American traditions, the tree, you know what I mean? So no, like we don't have anything that we pass down generation to generation. And I guess like the things that my parents were trying to establish as maybe traditions just didn't stick, like the ornaments,
Right.
So yeah, not traditional, I would say.
Okay.
But very American.
Very American.
Very American.
Yeah.
Yeah, very consumer driven.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, it's supposed to be about helping others. It's supposed to be about remembering our humanity.
Yeah, it's about a lot of things. It's supposed to be about family, spending time with your immediate family, going to see other family. Charity is definitely a huge aspect of the holiday season.
Yes.
I would love to celebrate some different cultural holidays around this time of the year.
Absolutely.
I grew up in a Christian household, so we've always just celebrated the Christian holidays, but I would love to celebrate some others.
You never had any like Jewish friends, nothing?
Not that I ever celebrated with. Like I had Jewish friends, but never that we would go over during the holiday season and experience any of that.
Okay.
Just they wouldn't come over. We didn't really do that stuff with friends. That was more family. So
Makes
that's
sense.
yeah.
I've experienced some Jewish traditions with the menorah, things like that. Outside of those two religions, Christianity and Judaism, I don't think that I've experienced like Kwanzaa. That would be very cool. Definitely, I would be up there with you though, to experience some other cultures and what they do and how they experience it.
Would love to do that.
I think that's one thing that we have just now started to talk about. Like we're getting to this age, not only just with the kids, but with ourselves, where we're more and more, becoming adventurous. And that thought of, instead of wasting the money on gifts that, potentially it's not stuff you need, right?
Right.
We substitute that with trips.
Creating memories.
Right.
So where would be the ideal Christmas time vacation spot?
I would really love to go to Germany and experience a real Christmas mart in Germany. I would absolutely love to do a Christmas in Germany.
Okay.
I think that would be phenomenal.
I'm down.
There's probably a couple different like European countries that I think experiencing the Christmas tradition in,
Yeah.
you know, like Scandinavian countries and, you know, where they have huge traditions that they do.
Right.
I think that would be really, really awesome. I don't know. Really haven't thought about too many other places.
What about in the United States?
In the United States?
I mean, we live right near Bethlehem,
Right.
which that's their time to shine.
Christmas City, right? That's their nickname.
Christmas City. So between Music Fest during August?
Yep.
And then, yeah, Christmas time. That is their time to absolutely shine.
Exactly. So
But-
we have it right here, what we think of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to do a California or a Florida because there's no snow and it's not cold. And not that that would be a bad thing, but that is what I associate Christmas with. So it's really difficult for me to think of it being Christmas when it's warm weather. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I could get over that real
It
quick.
doesn't, for me, I can't. It takes me out of the feeling.
Yeah, no, get me away from snow. I'm good.
I didn't say I like it. I don't like the cold. I don't like the extreme heat either.
I stopped snowboarding, I think, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And since then, I have no love for the snow. That was the only thing that was tying me to it.
Yeah.
So I'd be all for just, going somewhere warm where we can chill out and
Oh, definitely.
kick back and, enjoy some warm weather.
I would definitely do like a cruise, an island.
Yeah, that could work.
But I would totally be down to do actual Christmas stuff in
Yeah.
other countries.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for the show. Remember, if you like the episode, like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. And until next time.